Having me. It's an honor.
To see you, bro.
It's always a pleasure.
You have so many credits, so I'll just run down the list of a few things that you have going on. I know that you have another season of Wild Now coming out tomorrow on TV2.
Yeah.
You also host America's Got Talent.
Absolutely.
You are on Real. That comes on tomorrow too. You have everything going on. You got Real Husbands of Hollywood, a personal favorite of mine, which Kevin Hart is in. And Kevin Hart was just here. You saw that little spoof he did for my boys.
Yeah, and he's also on Wild Out tomorrow too. So he's, you know, we've been friends for a long time, but
it's all coming together.
Let me say to Nick, we were on vacation last week. And I usually, as you know, I only watch sports, so I don't get time to watch all the other stuff on TV.
Right.
But I was at my mom's house, and she loves America's Got Talent. And I watched the whole show with my mom, and I liked it. And I thought you were funny. What the guy who wanted to be Lady Gaga, remember that
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
I missed that episode. I missed that guy that wanted to be Lady Gaga.
Yeah, he said he was
Lady
Lady Gaga. He came in a midriff and everything,
and he couldn't sing a lick.
But we also know that you're into boxing. You obviously live in Los Angeles. So let's talk a little bit about the Lakers, okay?
Okay.
I was home last week in Los Angeles.
Right.
Let's talk about this Stay D12 campaign.
I hated it.
I thought it was begging. I thought it was beneath the Lakers. I thought it was totally out of a line in terms of of our legacy in the franchise.
Absolutely. I believe the franchise is bigger than Dwight. I actually thought, because I saw all of those Stay D12, I was like, oh, he must be staying, and this is the way to get L.A. behind him, because L.A. was never behind Dwight in the first place.
Thank you.
So that was the thing to where I was like, oh, okay, he's going to stay, and they're putting these things up all over the city so it can make people...
Solidifying.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
Why specifically was L.A. never behind Dwight, in your estimation?
I mean, because honestly, you got to be built to play for L.A., and everybody already knows that the Lakers, that's Kobe Bryant's team. Especially, you know, before then, you know, we had the Kobe Shaq thing, and, you know, Shaq had the city on lock, and it was like, wherever he went, people loved him. Kobe, they kind of loved him, but they learned, you know, we grew with Kobe.
So, yeah, he wasn't always loved. That's a very good point.
He wasn't always loved, and he got to the point where it's like, yo, he's the best out here. We gonna support him. We gonna rock with him. It was like, Kobe was like that bad uncle that you just got, all right, we gonna rock with him, and you grow to love him.
Because he's a winner.
Yeah, because he always gonna show up. So when Dwight came out there, one, I felt like the Lakers didn't need him, and then two, if he was, we didn't get the Dwight Howard that was at, you know, Orlando getting it. Like, we got him off of some injuries and stuff. So even when he came in there, it was kind of like, nobody embraced him. It was a good idea. And then especially when he was acting, you know, that whole, oh, is he the new Shaq thing? That put people, like, when he's the new Superman of LA. And it's crazy because he lived next door to me. He moved in right next door to me in LA. So I was like, I was like the one reporting to the street, like, nah, he ain't partying.
He good. So is it easier now, though, to say good riddance because he's gone and you know it?
Personally, I would say because I never felt like he was a Laker. He wasn't fit to be a Los Angeles Laker.
What do you mean by that? Did he not fit the brand? Did you feel like he was half-heartedly there? Why was he not? It's a little bit
of all of that. Honestly, if in my opinion, like I said, it maybe because I was a Shaq fan, like Shaq, Kobe, that's what people wanted to see when you had Dwight and Kobe. But you can never be Shaq and Kobe like that because Shaq was a different player than Dwight, even though people always try to compare the two. So I thought that put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. And then the fact that, like, when I say you're not built for LA, if you don't come in there scoring 30, you know, you got to walk around that city and celebrities like Jack Nicholson looking you in your face and all of that stuff. Like, it's a different game. It's a different arena.
Yeah, but with that being said, now that he's gone,
yes,
you've got Kobe with the Achilles injury. You've got Pau Gasol as your center, who D'Antoni benched 3 days on the job.
Yeah.
You've got D'Antoni as your coach, and we all know how LA feels about him because they thought they could have Phil. So my question is, forget the White. How do y'all feel about the Lakers being run by Jim Buss and being coached by Mike D'Antoni?
Nah. I mean, personally, I would much like... everybody wanted Phil in that organization at some point. Even, that, like, if we would have got Phil with Dwight and Kobe, it might have been a whole different story. I mean, Kobe's ankle guy, you know, Phil would have put some Zen on it or something.
It made it better. It's all good. Yeah.
Now that we in trouble. And that's why, honestly, I'm a Clipper fan.
Oh,
but I mean, and that's just because my San Diego roots in the San Diego Clippers, and I would always go for the underdog anyway. But as somebody who lives out in Los Angeles, it's trouble time, man. It's like but the Lakers always go through that. If you notice, I mean, throughout the franchise, they have their ups and downs. So we'll be back.
But you had faith because Dr. Buss was there.
Yes.
Now that Jim Buss is there, how do you feel?
I don't feel as comfortable. I don't. I just feel like it has to do a lot with he's not focused on the team. It seems like it's more about him. So that kind of...
Well said. That's your point.
That's what I've been saying.
Well, let's talk about your fandom, because you just mentioned you are a Clippers fan. So they're the #1 team in the city.
It feels good, though.
Does it really feel like they're the #1 team in the city?
It does, because you know what I mean? They're young. The games are exciting. And for someone who's been rocking with the Clippers before CP3 got there, before Blake, all of that, like I remember going to Clipper games, and if I wore the jersey, I can get in.